Okay, let's talk. Let's talk. I'm so triggered, right? I was watching Psycho and Renee from yesterday, and what annoyed me besides those coons, oh my god, thinking that slavery is not real and not having enough common sense to know that we are of African descent, right? We are of African genetics, right? Just stupid. It's like common sense. Who do we look the most like in the world? Do we look like Native Americans? I don't. Look at my lips. Look at my big nose. Right? My eyes are Asian because, I'm 1% Asian. No, I'm joking. But you look African, right? Because you are. Your genetics are mostly African. I'm 80 something percent. I think now I'm like 85% African. And that's a lot. A lot of different, you know, countries in Africa. I was Nigerian, Senegalese, um, or Senegal, whatever you call it, Zimbabwe. There's a bunch of shit. But anyway, so what annoyed me was, you know, when the guy the Owl Show, right? And I don't hate him. I don't hate him. But he had the understanding of like a white person when it came down to ADOS, right? He was saying like basically ADOS is xenophobic, right? And some people are. Some people are. Yeah. But that's not what the purpose of it is supposed to be. He doesn't understand why black Americans want to have their own identity. And what it boils down to is, yeah, we're of African genetics, but no, we're not of African culture. Our culture honestly began with slavery. Deal with it. The foods we eat, the way in which we speak, even the slang we speak. Everything we do derives from slavery, right? I know it looks like I got fake teeth, but these are my real teeth. They're just big as fuck and straight. But anyway, I don't need to get them clean. I got kicked out of the dentist for missing 2 appointments. But so that annoyed me. It was like he didn't have an understanding. He was just thinking because he's talking to the fake Native Americans that ADOS is trying to have their own identity because they detest Africans, right? And that's not it, right? But what I do feel about a lot of Africans, a lot of them do be kissing a white man's ass. I've seen it. And that's not a very attractive thing because the way they put it out there is like Africans, and you do see them doing it, kiss white people's ass, and then they're like, oh yeah, the Native Americans, they fought the white man. And that's why they stuck them on a reservation. So they probably romanticize being Native American more than somebody like, yes, boy. Miles. I'll be done got Mrs. Shoot. Like that's how they portray, Africans or whatever. So I think a lot of black people don't want to be Africans or whatever. And then they don't like the way Africans look. I hear a lot of black people saying this because they got the little dry, little peasy hair and stuff like that. And then they see Indians and they Pocahontas with long, stringy, flowing hair and this, that, and the other. So yeah, they want to identify with not being African for those reasons. But the reason for ADOS is reparations that were promised to black people and never given to us. They were promised to our ancestors. Look at them fucking motherfuckers that was just fighting Russia, right? What the fuck are they called? Ukrainians. Look how much money they gave them. That was our reparation money. That was our fucking reparation money. Excuse me, y'all. I'm dusty. Today I'm dusty. Right? But dusty with a light beat. I got tinted lotion on and some bronzer. And my eyebrows done a little bit because they already tattooed in my lips. But anyway, just for your education, because I got bad attention span. But yeah, it kind of triggered me. He was like basically saying like ADOS was about self-hate. And no, we have our own culture, our own identity. That is separate. We don't eat foo-foo. We have food that derives from slavery. The leftover parts of the animals that we were crafty enough to turn into foods, right? To eat. And that's a part of our culture. It's a lot of things that we should be proud of surviving that are a part of our culture, not the African culture, which is not even one African country. It's like a bunch. And like I said, we bunch of different countries mixed together. We're not just one country. So God only knows. But it's not that. It's because our identity, what he doesn't understand is our identity was taken away from us. So we want to grasp onto something. And he was like, people come from other countries and they don't do that because they are attached to whatever country they recently just came from. They know their country. This is our country that we know. We don't know Africa. We know here. We know America. But we don't know like Africa. I can't let my titties hang out, throw a bone in my nose, and run with giraffes. Well, I could, but it wouldn't be familiar with me. But I know how to freaking go downtown Newark or go to Manhattan, grab a slice and a Coke. You know, that's more familiar because we're Americanized. And so being American, being ADOS is a part of our culture, our heritage. It's not just because, oh, we're xenophobic and we hate Africans because, like I said, we are genetically African. So you can't really hate something that you are. If you do hate something that you are, you're kind of retarded. Now, do I like or believe in a lot of things that, you know, I see Africans do or observe them do as far as kissing white people's ass? I don't like that, period. They be really kissing white people's ass. They be like, puck up. Mwah. But, yeah, I didn't appreciate that. You know, I'm not saying I got beef with them, but it was like listening to a white person. It was like he had no understanding of, our culture, because all he boiled it down to was self-hate. No, ADOS is not about self-hate. It's having your own identity and then getting what's owed to us. When we have our own identity and it's not African culture. We don't have African culture. We have a culture that we made up ourselves. Yeah, it probably does have some type of African things in it, because even like our dancing and stuff, I know that's kind of, but we don't dance the same as them. We have our own thing that we're doing. So, yeah, we want to be proud of where we're from and have, some type of love for, our own culture. Our culture is not Africa. It's not. We're long removed from them. But they are part of us. Yeah, they are part of us. Because you can look at us and clearly see we're genetically African. So let me go. Y'all drink some of these. Don't fucking play with me. You see? Don't fucking play with me. But, alright, y'all. Let me go. My nose is always itching. I got allergies. I got use my Flonase. My nose itching again. My ears itching. As usual. But let me go. I love black people who love being black. Bye. Bye, y'all.
You know what's fucked up? African people don't like black people. Y'all know they treat us like shit. They talk down to us. They think they better than us. And I don't understand because we from the same tribe, kind of. But they like white people, though. They treat y'all like family. As soon as y'all come around, they get excited. Excuse me, Mr. White Man. Thank you for bringing us here. We love you. Yeah, the white man. As soon as they see us, they get an attitude. Hey, how you doing? This nigga. We don't like the black man in America. Motherfucker, you don't work, you don't do shit. We don't like you, you black motherfucker. Like, who are you calling black, motherfucker? I'm brown, you midnight. Who the fuck are you calling black? Like, nigga, if you stood up against a building, you'd look like an alley. Who the fuck are you calling black? This shit is unjust. African men don't understand why when they come to America, they have a hard time getting American pussy. You can't be that aggressive with American women, especially black women. You gotta know how to talk. You gotta come correct. Motherfuckers in Africa is used to having their way. They got 15 wives and shit. And African women are very obedient. They tell their women what to do. It's not even an issue. Bitch, when they come home, you... I don't know why they do that. You better clean this shit from the floor. I don't... They be in the club stalking women out here. You can't even see them. They be as black as my jacket. You just see the yellow of their eyes from a distance. Looking like Congo in the bush. As soon as you go buy your drink, they jump out the shadows and scare the shit out you. Bitch, what is your name? Come here. Don't run from me.